the household studio is directly below me, and our son is now learning guitar for school.
Oh, I forgot about the mouse.
There's me some fancy new saxophone reeds. I hope to get here before my gig this week.
Lose everything.
Oh no.
No.
Mark is frozen. Mark is frozen for me anyway.
Yeah. What kind of reeds do you use?
I actually use synthetics.
Oh shit.
And so I had the synthetic I have been using. The synthetic I have been using, I forget which brand it is, but it's been all right. I dig it. Then I just discovered there's this new brand of Diodario Ven synthetics that are a mixture of polymers and reed particles. So it's like a mixture. So you supposedly get the like consistency and life of synthetics, but with the warmer tone of cane.
Yeah. Because I always
Talking about
played
robots.
classically, so I never always like, oh, I'm not going hard enough to do plastic reeds. So I always like respect.
It's like, I mean, you can get them in the same heart. So I got, 2.5s, but I just like them because, well, A, they last a lot longer. They're more consistent. And also like especially like in Yahtzee, I'm usually like playing and just real quick, I run and grab sax and start playing. And so like, you don't actually have to pre-wet them or anything. They're just like ready to go.
You'll have like film canisters that you leave your reeds in.
I mean, I wet it before I put it on, so you get the nice airtight seal. But that's the main reason, because obviously it's like not wood, so it doesn't absorb
Suck
moisture.
up your spit bubbles through your tiny straws of your reed. I was a Van Doren person.
And also, I'm such an amateur that, I know it's a lot of real saxophone players like, I just don't like the sound of synthetics as much. I'm like, sounds great to me. But I also have a very amateur saxophone ear at this point.
That snobbery was also part of why I used the reed reeds, because they were like.
But yeah, supposedly these new Diodario Ven reeds, I watched some like sax snobs review them, and they were like, wow, these are actually pretty fucking good.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Nice.
Ordered me one.
I've been watching a TikTok, or I subscribed to a TikTok from a guitarist in a gigging cover band, and a bunch of gigging cover bands in Nashville. And he's just going through playing the basic riffs of the, 20 songs that every band has to know all the time, no matter what.
I think I've seen that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think you and I are on a very similar branch of TikTok. We see a lot of the same stuff. I
wonder if my friends and I are just sort of forming our own little island of mutual recommendations.
I'm starting to get it now that I like click on your Twitter links. I'm like, ooh, what's Peter's TikTok up to?
I'm trying to curate everything very resolutely.
We did. I think Mark was on his computer on TikTok the other day, and it was like curated for like a high school boy,
I don't know what happened there. It's like
a racist high school boy. It was like, what is happening? Or a sexist one, at least. It was like, what? Who are you? What is TikTok trying to tell me about you? There's just that he hadn't done it on his computer in a while. Not curated.
Yeah, like, here's the For You page. Like, oh no, that's not for me. That's not for me.
That's for someone else.
Yeah.
I got my caramel apple candy corn.
Oh,
It's
Tries
okay.
a lot of things at once. Tries to be a lot of things.
Yeah.
This was
I tried a lot of
objectionable flavor of all the new flavors I could find. But
Yeah, there was one year I tried out several different like candy corns, and some of them were good, and some of them like,
yeah.
Mark, do you like normal candy corn?
Oh yeah. Big
I'm
fan.
also pro candy corn. I was shocked
Yeah.
to discover.
I just discovered it a couple years ago that you could, because it's candy corn,
Mhm.
it's shaped like corn kernels, and you can arrange it into a cob.
Spiral. A helix.
Have you
Pretty-
eaten it off the cob?
I've put one together. I've not eaten off of it. That's okay.
You
you
slice
need
it.
to. I was
But
gonna
frosting
say,
in the middle.
you have to get some way like to pour down some kind of like edible cob that would harden and hold it all
Like
together.
a
so you can actually-
cowtail? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Or just like caramel down the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Swiss cake roll, you just stick them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
candy
it's
corn is one of those
science.
things like I like candy corn and it baffles me
It's so good.
how violently some people hate candy
I
corn.
don't
It's
get
not
the
just that they don't
controversy.
like it, but it's like, how could you even possibly like that horrible, waxy piece of shit candy? I'm like, whoa, calm
Like,
down.
it's like
It's just like-
liking
it's just like
the licorice
cornstarch,
jelly
like-
beans.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll eat your jelly beans for you. This is not we have niche partitioning happening here. It's gonna be
Exactly,
okay.
like-
yeah.
Like, I can't stand black licorice, but I don't feel strongly about it. I'm not like, how could you like black licorice?
Like,
More
I
for
can
me.
easily like it.
Exactly.
Jelly beans.
That's my outlook. I'm like, oh, sweet. Well, here, you can have mine because I will not be eating them.
Yep,
I
yep,
did convince my little sister. So to this day, my little sister only eats certain colors of candy
yep.
because I convinced her because I was worried she would eat all my candy. And I'm the older sister, and my brain was developing faster. So I was like, "Oh, yeah, you only like the yellow and the red. It's okay. I'll eat the other ones."
Yeah.
That
always
I didn't
cracks
realize
me
I had
up.
done that until she told me recently. She was like, "Yeah, you did this to me."
It always makes me laugh with certain candies. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, I like, the red M&Ms or whatever. I'm like, I'm pretty sure all M&Ms are exactly the same. I'm pretty sure.
They're not different flavors.
Yeah, it was-
I get a nice buzz off of red dye number 5.
And die number 5. Not the same.
Is that person freebasing M&Ms?
I think they are.
on the last Texas Comedies trip, one of the people in the troupe loves. He's cool, like, but he's one of those people who likes to like just be very judgmental in a comedy kind of way.
Oh.
Mm.
And so like he's always like, we constantly have these arguments because like he likes just plain old M&Ms. I'm like, that's probably my last M&M I will go to. Like, I go to peanut butter M&Ms, crunchy M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and he's like, why? Why do you gotta have stuff? Why can't you just eat an M&M? Yeah, you probably don't like a plain Hershey bar either. I'm like, nope, not really. I want stuff in my
Oh God,
Hershey.
no.
And he's just like, oh, why you gotta like have so much stuff in your stuff? Isn't the thing good enough by itself? And I'm like, nope.
Clearly no.
It's-
I do like me a plain Hershey bar though. That's
I like some plain stuff too.
Oh, shit.
yeah, peanut butter M&Ms are man, that's where that's at.
yeah.
Danger.
I know. I mean, like plain M&Ms, I don't dislike them, but they're probably the last M&M I would purchase myself if I were buying various forms of M&Ms.
I'll probably go peanut butter, peanut, regular, no, caramel, regular, and then everything else.
Have you had the crunchy?
Listeners,
Because I like the
What do
crunchy.
you like? in M&Ms?
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Welcome to M&M chat.
Smash subscribe and we'll eat it. We'll find an M&M and eat it.
Oh,
I
I
think it
take
might
it
be a
back.
texture thing for me because all the other ones are kind of M&M textured, and crunchy is just like I didn't sign up for crunchy except for peanuts. Except peanuts. So I don't know.
It's like rice
Myth busted.
inside. It's
I
like
would
a
definitely.
cereal inside.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's,
Yeah.
it's sort of like basically like a Nestle Crunch
Nestle
kind of
Crunch.
thing happening. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't.
yeah,
I didn't
they're fine.
like this.
But
yeah. I
and the
do.
dark chocolate ones are like I didn't sign up for dark chocolate. I
Yeah.
prefer dark chocolate normally, but
This is
Not
like
what
an
I'm into
orange
right now.
juice when expecting milk situation.
yeah, like
But I
oh,
would-
that's
I
good,
would
but
take-
that's not what I wanted.
I would take plain over. I don't like it. I'm not a coffee drinker, and I don't like anything coffee flavored. So if there's like any mocha M&Ms, those would be on the bottom of the list for me
Oh wow,
because I don't like coffee flavored anything.
are there mocha flavored M&Ms?
I thought there was. I
What
thought
if
there
they're
was.
like M&Ms with a coffee bean inside?
Weirdest.
Definitely not for me.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Chili nut
I mean, there's-
M&Ms.
Did I make that up? I swear I thought I'd seen like mocha or something M&Ms, but
I mean, there's chocolate covered M&M's Cafe Mocha Milk. Oh, look at that.
Strawberry nut M&Ms.
oh,
Candy corn
Alright.
M&Ms.
I had those one year. They were all right. I seem to remember.
Those seems like things I would like separately.
Cherry M&Ms.
And I think I had pumpkin spicy M&Ms one year.
Yeah.
that'd be
I
good.
think actually one year I had to say I bought pumpkin spice M&Ms and candy corn M&Ms at the same time. It's like I gotta try them both.
No, the Kit Kat game in Japan is
All right,
Oh yeah.
the
crazy.
reputation is well earned.
On my last Texas Counties trip out of town, I got a blueberry muffin Kit Kat at a gas station.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
Candy corn M&Ms. circle back to our original topic.
Sax reads. Oh,
Sax Reed M&Ms.
Candy
Which
corn
of these
sax
are
reeds.
Sax reeds?
I'm getting some,
M&M
some
and chocolate sax
candy
reeds.
corn flavored sax reeds.
Oh,
just
I don't want any of these.
Mm.
Pale
Kale
No.
M&Ms. Mm.
Kale M&Ms.
leafy.
Gonna be healthy.
The shell just has a leaf that sprouts out.
You plant them and you get M&M bushes.
Oh,
There's a
God.
seed. You just gave me kale seeds.
They're an invasive.
These are
We
just
should
kale
call
seeds.
I guess like at what point is it's like a type of Theseus. Like at what point is it no longer an M&M and then a different food?
And Reese's Pieces are one of the limits of that because Reese's Pieces is its own separate thing. Although
Yeah.
like
Because it
peanut butter
is it
M&Ms are
because it
basically just
only has a little bit of the chocolate ratio. Is
Yeah,
that that's
you know
what
what's
it's
weird? It's like I like Reese's Pieces a lot,
yeah. they're
but
fine.
I like peanut butter M&Ms better. But I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I just know I like
So
them better.
there's a different. So there's the
The
peanut butter, the quote peanut butter inside peanut butter M&Ms is closer to the peanut butter stuff that's in Reese's peanut butter cups, whereas the Reese's Pieces are
Wow.
more like
Oh yeah.
gelatinized a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like creamy.
And the dangerous thing is I have been experimenting a little bit and discovered how to make that peanut butter out of like
I'm
basically
waiting
peanut
for
butter.
some terrible
Don't-
ingredient list.
It's just
Don't
like
bring
peanut
that
butter
to
and
our
powdered
house.
sugar.
This
Peanut
is
butter and powdered
Mark's
sugar.
this is
So
Mark's
what you do
comic
is-
book villain origin story.
Yeah.
Don't you bring that to our
Brownies.
household?
Peanut butter spread, brownies, chocolate chips, diabetes.
Oh, it was bad
I
for
feel
me.
like there's gonna be this weird full circle, like the way like D&D started out as a tabletop game, then became like video games and blah blah, and then later on there was like the tabletop version of the D&D video game or something like that. I feel like we're gonna wrap all the way back around like plain M&M flavored M&Ms.
Classic Coke.
Classic.
I did learn as someone who is in a PR and advertising department, despite not really absorbing a lot of what happens around me. I did learn that a lot of the companies that do like Crystal Pepsi, they do that so that people will go and try the new thing, not necessarily that it's good, and then feel grateful for how the original thing tasted. And go back
Yeah.
to
Weirdos
it.
actually liked the new, like I liked Crystal Pepsi. I liked New Coke. I thought they were both great. I'm trying out all these new Mountain Dew flavors. They got me. I got the voodoo flavored, mystery flavored
Don't
Mountain
fall
Dew.
in love with them. I don't think they're meant to stay.
I got the Starlight Coke that tastes like space, and that was all right.
It
However-
tastes like burnt,
Gamma
it tastes like
rays.
burnt steak is what that's what that tastes like.
No, see, I thought it tasted kind of s'moresy.
I mean, that's what space tastes like apparently.
Oh yeah.
But but the new Dream World Coke, that's the one that replaced Starlight. Not a fan of that one personally.
I feel like
Oh, I
I
have
need
not
to be
been-
aware
I'm
of the
not up with my
Coca-Cola.
Coke.
That just
extended
tastes like me
universe
not
to really
wearing
have-
pants. in high school.
Dream World Coke has a flavor I don't like. I think other people. I think it's mango-y, either mango or peach is a real strong flavor in there, and I'm not crazy about either of those two.
Huh.
How do I metagame this?
Okay,
Well,
Masterpiece Meatless says they had a Reese's peanut butter cup stuffed with Reese's Pieces,
I had that too. I get those. Those are good. I buy those.
like a candy
Yeah.
Matryoshka doll.
Yeah, they have them. They're like the jumbo Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, and they got little Reese's Pieces in them.
M&M stuffed with chocolate.
And then inside, yeah, and then
Hershey bars inside.
inside the Reese's Pieces are a teeny tiny Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yo, dog, I heard you like peanut butter.
It sounds awesome.
Let's see. What do we have threat wise? Oh, we still have 3 threats. No new threats. Read my lips. No new threats.
Masterpiece
Yep.
Meatless said they can't
Yeah.
find them anymore.
Weird. I find
No.
Oh no!
They're-
Somebody out there get Masterpiece Meatless a peanut or Reese's for Duncan.
I still see them at most gas station convenience stores I stop at here in Austin, Texas. Anyway,
Oh, welcome to Austin. Yeah.
got me. I know a gal at the QT. I got one there recently.
Let's see. Still gotta solve Figs Pigs. That's not happening today because it's daytime. Or
We can
resolve.
solve.
You've solved. You have solved
Yeah,
it. You need
we
to
have to
resolve it.
It's
by
the other one, the crone that we could solve.
capturing or destroying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we could
Crone
solve the
can
crone.
find out why did the crone really curse Lewis with a complexity of 4. That'll get you your horrible goose special move. Then you
Yeah.
get how can the curse be reversed or removed? Complexity 6. And then there's the shortage slugger. What is the source of shortage slugger's
God.
strength with complexity 2? What is the shortage slugger's weakness? Complexity 6.
Geese.
Geese. Funny enough. And it is daytime, and you arrive home haggard and weary and filthy from running through the moors after escaping
Oh, God.
Theodora's hunter daughter.
Oh, right.
Last roll was fisticuffs. That's right. Get off my baby.
Oh,
no one
right.
got-
Yeah.
I mean, Harley got his head.
Oh
blown
yeah.
off. No one important got
Oh.
hurt.
But no one got hurt.
Yeah, no one got hurt. Killed,
I've
but not
lost all
hurt.
my grave diggers.
Oh, no.
They can hire more.
There's still Lloyd, or not Lloyd. The other one.
Nope. No, Gerald left me
Gerald.
for Blackwell.
Yeah, he's working for Gerald. Oh yeah, Harley's goes in the graveyard. Here we go. Bye,
Dum,
Harley.
dum, 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 dum.
Harley was our first NPC.
Oh, R.I.P. Sorry, Harley.
Going out for Harley.
To pay respect.
I feel like Paloma needs to go dig the grave diggers' graves.
Ooh. What are they gonna do with him? He's still at the Brathwaites. Don't buy any pies anytime soon. Yeah, so other than that, the day is yours to do with what you like.
Oh, geez.
I think we all deserve a nap.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wake rested.
You're exhausted as well.
About to say, how are conditions?
Oh,
So,
very
yeah.
delicious.
Oh,
Paloma's
'cause I
got
went
some.
berserk.
We're,
Yeah, I'm
we're not doing
exhausted.
yeah.
I've still got some
Exhausted,
busybody.
What a delightful
Mhm.
condition.
Yeah, it's been working out really good. I like it a lot. Let's see, what's the mastermind up to right now? Ooh, look at that.
Nothing harmful, I'm sure.
Nothing harmful yet. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. What would
Yeah, so maybe we have an intimate scene.
a little bit of intimate scene to get those conditions all done up with
Well,
Paloma and Francis.
I should. I should drop busybody, I guess. I can
Do you-
still
You don't have to.
I can still play.
It has imprinted itself upon your personality.
Yeah. It just won't have game effects. Or metagame effects, I should say.
Oh, and Azriel and Vittorio also returned with you, right?
Oh,
Better. Or
I
there'll
assume.
be blood.
Oh, and Vittorio has his hand that needs to be.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's his livelihood.
Yeah, that is his livelihood. So yeah, what would you like to do?
since my
But
vice
exhaust.
is
Yeah.
voyeurism.
Hmm.
Francis's is extravagant spending. So it depends on which one we want to.
Yeah.
He could insist on paying you for a therapy session.
For Paloma to give you therapy.
Well, you're a doctor. You're a science person.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
how that
safety
works.
that we all need. You know what you should do about your trauma is you should stuff it down until it comes out at dinner.
That's
Until the person
probably
traumatized you just goes away.
that is probably very cutting edge Victorian advice.
Oh God.
Yes.
That's true.
Being
Oh, you
aware
had a
that
bad
trauma is
time?
a thing that exists and that it can
I'm
be
trauma informed in that I
ignored.
have trauma and I've read a book.
Just like the way, leeching was a thing back in the day. Yes, stuffing it down is the healthiest way to deal with it.
Really, all of our shadows must be placed deep, deep, dark in our psyche.
If you ignore it long
Shadows
enough, it
belong.
will dissipate.
I have an idea. If Francis is into extravagant spending, I believe we can say that he is a member at a high-end neighborhood relaxation salon.
Yes.
Is just the top of the line spa. There are baths, there are various soothing instrumentalists playing. And after the night that they have had, he's decided that the both of them need to be pampered a bit. I don't know which persona Dr. Saftby would be coming as. But that's my suggestion, is that he's going to just buy all of the services for us.
Oh, I
Nice.
love it.
What's the name of the place?
Oh no. Let's see. The Lotus.
The Lotus, of course. Ooh.
I feel like Polly is gonna go.
That's cool.
Just so that I mean, I'm sure we could do some game make believe for separation of genders, but I like the idea that probably we're also talking about the big fight coming up. That we're trying to get Francis, like, gotta pamper ourselves and prepare ourselves.
All right. So yes, it's called the Lotus. There's a lovely flower garden out front of the unassuming front entry, and then it's
Nice.
more glamorous on the inside.
It's like a bathhouse. It's like a
Yeah,
women's bathhouse kind of.
Yeah.
Polly would fit in appropriately. Awesome. Yeah, Polly, what do you what services do you get at the spa that Paloma would probably never otherwise get?
Yeah, I feel, let's see, like anything. Yeah, I don't think Paloma is really that
Or what's
concerned with
Polly's
appearances.
favorite service?
Oh, Polly's favorite service. I think Polly really, well, I guess I'm thinking about like when they wrap you in seaweed.
Nice.
I don't know if they did that back then, but I don't really
Straight out of
know
the
if I
Thames.
care. Yeah, just like the mud, like a mud. It's like a
Like a
new,
mud-
it's a new trend. It's like a you
We call
sit
it the
in, like, a little
mudlark.
mud bath, and you're like, I'm not really sure this is like what rich people should.
Oh, look
do.
at Penny. Oh, that's
Here we go.
Let's see, Victorian
Wow.
health
So
and
yeah,
beauty.
taking the waters, spa towns was a big thing. Nose improvers, devices designed to clamp upon your nose to make it longer, shorter, straighter, or whatever you may desire.
amazing.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
So what do y'all talk about while you're having your mud bath?
Oh, and I think, yeah, Francis, since all parts of his body just heal themselves all the time, so he doesn't need like any of the normal services, but he goes for the ones that feel nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just seem aesthetically pleasant. Let's see. 30 of the best spas in the UK. No, that's not what I was Googling for.
Oops, we've booked appointments.
God damn it. Oh, I think that was the exact page I found. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like
Um,
we were looking at the same one.
Let's see. I think at the top of the scene, I think Francis is unloading to Polly about what happened at the dinner. Like I think he still feels really shaken about a lot of things that went on there. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like I think part of it is that he's still confused that he tried to warn everyone about the cannibal pies, and it was like a dream where they just couldn't hear him. But I don't think he either consciously knew or maybe knew full stop about the injuries to himself getting transferred to his thralls. I
Mm.
think he just assumed that it was always inflicted on the painting. And that he didn't know there was more to it than that. And so he is as close to philosophical or introspective as he can manage, or like, because I think he's someone who tries to be introspective, but it just doesn't, the focus doesn't hold or something. And so he's just, I think he's at a point now where he's still trying to convince himself, like, it seems improbable that Vittoria would have had the same exact injury I had. Perhaps it was some sort of, perhaps he respects me so much that having seen me with such an injury, he decided to imitate himself, the poor man. But you don't suppose, Polly, it could be some kind of magic or something? No, surely not.
Oh, I mean, I think a month ago I would have said definitely not. There's probably a reasonable scientific explanation, and I must admit now that I cannot rule out the paranormal.
Well, there are so many admirers, it would be hard to calculate things here. Every time I stub my toe, some dear friend of mine will be recoiling in pain. It's immiserating to think upon.
Mm.
Perhaps I shall work a bit harder to keep myself safe. All to which is to say, perhaps someone out there is imagining the comfort of these mud baths.
Yes, perhaps it is an added encouragement to treat yourself very, very kindly.
I am glad
What-
you alluded
what,
all of the nonsense last night.
This menu has so many different options and add-ons. Francis, I don't think I quite understand how snails would fit into this sort of thing, but
Oh, no.
they did say order what you like.
The French are miracle workers, I swear it. For taking the waters, they are alas unmatched.
And you weren't the only one who found that old wounds that you thought went away didn't quite go away. It was
Oh dear.
also like a dream for me. Like I had been walking through a dream, and then there's the one moment where you realize you had a dream, and you realize you were in a dream, and then you were able to manipulate the circumstances. Not very well.
Francis is nodding, but he's not getting.
You may try to fly, you hover a little, or you finally get to have that conversation with your mother, and she turns into a fish, but at least you know that it is a dream. And there was that moment when I noticed that it was Anna. And this whole time, it had been her. It was like that moment where at least I knew. I couldn't control any other part of it. Certainly couldn't fly. But it's like it makes me wonder how much of life we're going through, not actually seeing things as they are.
And what the comedy to me is that, like, Francis is still so clearly Francising when he's like encased in mud. You can still kind of project the expressions. from the mask work kind of.
Yes. I just like the idea of like Polly being like like covered up to like nose and mud.
Oh, but I think, yeah. Yeah, I find there's something quite dreamlike about the world around me. The past has its pieces that rattled around for a while, but its hold is curiously weak. Time fades in, the past fades away. I see what's in front of me.
Certainly.
I'm sure I'll have many surprises of the sort that you've seen, with bits that I should know that just don't stay. Perhaps I have countlessly.
But I think you're onto something there, Francis. I mean, as usual, you're exactly right.
Francis has
that-
handed a plate of snails and carefully
placing them on our, getting them just kind of go up our. I think you're exactly right, though, that perhaps that is the only thing that does exist, that present moment. And these memories are like dreams, and the present moment, even our senses can be deceived. So the best we can do is to be there with those that are there. I have to admit that as much as I didn't want Azrael to come, I was grateful for his presence there.
He behaved himself quite well.
Oh, he always behaves himself better than most. It was so nice to have someone else. It just seemed like we were surrounded by people who wish us ill.
Not the first time for me. I do recall certain members of to live on the edge of fashion is to experience that more than one might like. A server arrives with two just outrageously colored drinks, and he hands one off and positions a drinking straw for
I
Paul.
didn't, and Polly is suddenly very interested and like leans in and is like, I didn't realize fashion could be so dangerous.
Oh, of course. Among the higher class, among the higher sorts, it is the sign of membership, more than money, more than even often breeding. To show that you have both the means to express who you are and the talent to do so. That is the greatest currency on the greatest sort.
Nice. I think that's good stuff. Yeah, exhausted is
Clink
clearly cleared.
glasses.
Clink. Clear busybody as well.
Oh, goodbye, busybody. You'll be missed.
But then if I can do the gentleman's auxiliary again and screw it up again.
Excuse me, looks like you could use some help.
Sarith, are you back at Hargrave, I assume? Or
Yeah, I figure I was working on piecing together the Arderly Crone and awaiting the
Nice.
return of Francis and Polly or Paloma, whoever happens to come back.
where are you hanging out?
In the study, I feel like as you see behind me, this type of room.
Which of your housemates comes to visit?
There are a lot.
Which of my housemates?
Yeah, which of your housemates comes to visit and have a chat?
Louis the Goose.
Oh. I mean, I thought I was probably waiting for both of them to come back from the salon.
Oh,
Or
no,
the other
not Francis and Polly, one of the others.
Oh, wow, how many do we have now? I was like,
Vicky, the face stealer. We have Louis, the maniacal goose. We have Azrael.
oh wait,
I
Lewis.
don't think
Lewis
so.
I was gonna say Lewis is still
Emil,
missing
a
though, right?
vampire.
Yeah, Lewis
Yeah.
is doing his thing.
But it would be
Yeah.
very cool if it was Louis.
And Emil's having a nap at the
Yeah.
moment.
Because I was gonna say it would have to be Victoria, right? She's the only one really around, isn't she?
Sure, yeah.
That's
I am
not
a
a
T-Rex.
Hey, what's up?
Yes.
Just in time for M&M talk. Cool. Yeah. So, are you just like hanging out, reading, drinking some Pepsi?
Yes, I think of the nice as kind of like mulling over the clues, piecing them together, and like doing research, and and think into the clues that we know, and sort of because I think a lot of that seems like things I would be reading about, like about the strange mania, and then the passage in medical text. In particular, those two were things I feel like I could have dove
Yeah.
deeper into, and then like
Um,
any accounts from Arterly and things like that.
So I think, yeah, Victoria, walks into the study and kind of sees that you're busy and kind of idly, runs her finger across some spines. She's actually sort of drifting towards the large occult section, sort of just perusing the titles and seeing. It looks like she's looking for something in particular. And after a while, just kind of, quietly comes and sits near you, at in a chair, in a stuffed chair near you, and doesn't really. It seems like she doesn't want to intrude, but it's kind of like open for attention.
Welcome, Victoria. Is there something I can help you find here in the library?
I don't know. You're so different from the others.
From the other Hargrave house members, you mean?
Yes. And anyone I've known. You exist in a completely different realm. It feels like you're not a surgeon. You're not in the arts. It feels like you would have a lot to teach someone who wanted to know more. When she comes in and kind of sits down, what are the dark entities that are like constant presence? Like, how do they react to her entering?
Like that I feel that they are definitely like drawn to her, like, ooh, who's this? Maybe somebody. But they also like are not quite sure what to make of her because they can feel that she now sort of, is trying to stray away from her darker past. And so, they feel like it's someone they might be able to pull back in, but they're also like, what is she? She was one of us, but I'm not sure she is now. She's trying to push us away. So they're not really sure what to make of her as far as like ally, enemy, neutral. So they're a bit wary, but also like kind of see her as a possible ripe opportunity? Rife opportunity? One of those two words. Maybe both.
Yeah.
Rife and ripe.
Yeah, for the moment, she is completely oblivious to the spirit world. Now, like sitting like very stoically and calmly as these things swirl around her. Yeah, it feels like there's a whole realm that I'm not even aware of, much less familiar with.
There is. And it is a realm that is very aware of you. It is a realm with much power if you have the fortitude of spirit to dip your toes without falling in and completely submerging yourself and getting lost in those dark waters. But that's a very hard journey to walk. It takes great spiritual fortitude.
It looks like she's processing for just a minute. Her eyes kind of go far. She said, I think I have the fortitude of mind.
I absolutely
I don't know
believe you
anything
do.
about spirit, however.
Well, it's all sort of one in my mind, really. Mind, spirit, body. It's all It's all a
Really?
balancing act. Yes.
I
This is
understand that
why.
you. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said this is why Paloma and I have had so many interesting conversations. She started more on the physical body side of things. I started more on the spiritual side of things, and together we have sort of bridged that gap and realized through each other and through our conversations that there's not really so much difference between the spiritual and the physical.
And in your case, your spirit and your body, how how do you feel?
Somewhat like a maelstrom. Sometimes I feel very much in control of it, and like I have the fortitude necessary to do good with these powers. And other times I feel as if I'm in constant danger of being pulled under. And the next time I dabble in the darkness might be my last. And apparently Alexa wants to chime in.
She says, "No,
Alexa,
you are
shut
not."
up! She won't stop. She's bitching. She's bitching about the internet. To see the dark entities, they speak to me.
I cannot contact.
I don't hear anything.
They intrude
Sorry.
into my life sometimes, telling me they have no connection, and I'm like, well, then connect yourself.
What if the
I think
demons
she-
are like Alexa and you like ask them things and they're like, I found an answer on the web.
The population of
According to
Cleveland. No.
RottenTomatoes.com.
I mean, if you think that they are very similar, and that she does like to take what you say and twist it and give you something you weren't looking for, so it is very similar.
Victoria kind of like she puts her hands on the table and kind of leans closer to you and says, I mean, do you feel like you changed when you took on this body, your spirit? I understand that you did not always look like this.
I was very surprised at how easily the change came for me. Especially considering, well, you know Paloma's child, Azrael, yes? That was my former head.
Hmm.
And I thought that would be far more disturbing, hard to come to terms with. But somehow it wasn't. It does make me feel a connection to the child, a somewhat familial love and a wish to protect and help the child in a way of, as I feel part of that child consequently. But yes, I would have thought, if you'd asked me before that experience, I would have thought that completely changing bodies would be something very hard to deal with, possibly traumatic. But in the actual experience of it, it just happened, and almost in a blink of an eye. And the next thing I knew, I was living life like this without even really thinking about it. Maybe that's just furthered my already burgeoning thoughts that I related to previously, that mind, body, spirit, it's really all one. And yes, I changed bodies, but I'm still me. I'm just me now with a different outer shell.
I think I envy you. I find myself a very good judge of character. And you, of all the people here, seem to be the most whole. You seem as if you're fully yourself and you don't put on different masks. And when she gestures to her face, I think this is when you notice that her hand is still bandaged.
Let me ask you this, Victoria. How do you feel about your own physical manifestation, your own body, your own shell?
I mean, as you know, I changed it to suit how I feel. I don't know that I'm comfortable in either.
How do you feel about mine?
And she kind of leans back a little bit and her face just changes and becomes like very kind of like wide and jovial. And like in what seems like a different voice, just says like, "Are you flirting with me?"
Well, yes, but also something much deeper. May I confide something to you that I have not told anyone else?
Of course.
I have been dabbling with something that I have not yet tried. I believe that I have the ability to switch bodies with someone on purpose, at will.
No. Since you seem such a whole person, why would you want to do that? You seem very comfortable with who you are.
I am, but after you've transferred into a body once, then it suddenly makes you wonder what it would be like to experience it from another perspective and another perspective. For each unique physical manifestation brings a new facet to the jewel of life. And it is something I thought could come in handy as a tool if needed, but the reason I broach it to you now is if you are uncomfortable in your physical manifestation, we could try to switch, if that's something that'd be amenable to you.
And her smile like becomes like more genuinely warm, I think. And she says, "That is a very, very generous offer, but I don't feel like the change would be significant. However, I'm not opposed to trying anything once."
Well, and furthermore, you should know that the process does involve the complete entwining of physical bodies and souls in a, well, quite frankly, in a sexual manner.
And her face kind of changes back into the like more stern, cold face, and looks a little bit ashamed, I think, and says, I think when you say sexual, like it softens a little bit again, but I think she's like, I've tried entwining bodies before, not my own, of course. I feel like this would be a better way to do it without the use of a knife.
I'd be happy to take it as slow as you need to take it. Perhaps we start with a nice kiss and see how that feels.
I would like that.
Well, let us explore.
All right.
Gonna use my special power.
Yeah.
And answer my dawn question.
Yeah.
I forgot to change mine. Maybe that.
Yes, T-Rex, exactly.
You know what? I want to do a day move to see how she reacts to
Is the
this.
sex good? Roll for it.
Yeah. I guess the question would be, what are you afraid might happen if this situation goes awry?
Well, first off, let me review my move that I made.
Yeah. And this is the day move
To
just to see how she responds. Not this isn't doing the move yet.
no, I know. I was just trying to remember like the complications that could
Like
arise.
the body nomad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, since I've never done it before, it's all kind of theoretical. So I don't know.
Ooh.
Anything could happen. Like we might end up in the same body. We might end up
In the goose.
I might end up in a candlestick. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I might,
We come home and you're in a candlestick.
and I'm not. I mean, at this point, since I've never done it, at this point, I'm not even.
She's
And
in
I think
law.
I think I would tell her, since we seem to be, I thought my first use of this move would probably be like on an enemy or somebody who was like that was not consensual, but since this is very consensual, I think I would definitely give her a chance. Look, I don't even know for a fact that this is safe. I don't. Anything could happen. I have theories as to what I think will happen, but I can make no guarantees as to the results, and
Because the last time you had to hate fuck.
they could be disastrous. So I just think you should know there are risks that I do not think should be a problem, but I would feel remiss if not at least warning you about anything being possible.
So are you afraid that she might like not take well to like being
Honestly, I'm afraid that
experimented
like
on,
I'm afraid of like what if it kills one of us, or like what if we both end up in my body and she's in control and now I'm a prisoner inside my body and
Oh, yeah.
can't talk or control it, and I don't know.
Yikes.
I don't know how this is gonna go.
Cool. Let's make this day move with I think it's presence because you're putting on a charm.
Okay, and
If you want to use tentacle,
tentacle suction cup or a statue of a
Some-
green man, some
some
dried
frog
glass.
skin.
Yeah.
Got a cowboy hat if you want to borrow it.
John the Crow.
Toy boat.
I
I got a cut off face that she gave me. You could
Oh, God.
spicy.
You know what? I am going to use the tentacle suction cup in a more ritualistic way because since this is like a sort of binding of mind, souls, and bodies, I feel like the suction cup is sort of symbolic of like,
Symbolic.
yeah, kind of gonna stick things together
All
and
right.
then pull them apart and hope they go and come apart.
Let's go ahead and make that day move with 3 dice, top 2 plus 1.
3 dice, top 2 plus 1. Okay, so 3 dice. Let's do that part first. Top 2 plus 1. So that's gonna be an 8 plus 1 is a 9.
All right. Cool. So she is into it.
Yeah. Walk the chicka bow bow.
I think what is the ooh. I do have some mastermind stuff to go.
And in swapping bodies, you find a mastermind clue.
And
Yeah.
according to my move on a 9, both spirits are now in the host body.
Oh no!
Well, this is not for the move yet.
Oh, it's not for the move. Okay, good.
No.
Never mind.
Yeah, this is just seeing how the evening goes, or the
Oh,
afternoon
okay.
goes.
Well, I probably should have used this suction cup on the actual move, but too late. It's used.
And I think she takes you up to the room she is staying in, which you probably haven't seen much because it's just another guest room. And there is like a suitcase wardrobe that you haven't seen before in there. And it is monogrammed with the initials VC. And she says, and this is less of a complication than just like more like this is just saying a thing. Like as you're kind of starting to get into it, one of the things she says is, I'm so sorry I couldn't do anything to help you last night. I was just frozen. I didn't know what to do. I just
It's
sat
fine.
there.
You have had a major life change yourself, and also are new to the things that happen at Hargrave House.
I mean, I was right there next to her. I could have, there was a knife on the table. I could have
Any
done
one
something.
of any one of us could have. There's no blame to be had. We
I
all
wouldn't
made it
have
out
it-
alive.
I wouldn't even have to have stood up. I could have just slit her throat. Just that easy.
Well, perhaps there's a reason you didn't, that we shall learn in the course of our future actions.
All right. And she shuts up and you get on with it.
Let me shut you
Um,
up with a kiss.
Mwah. Let's this is a roll with sensitivity for your move. Is that right?
Yeah, that's. I'm sure it has to be because that's my thing, man.
Oh yeah, it doesn't say on the move. I'm assuming it's with sensitivity.
Yeah, I probably. Yeah,
Cool.
I mean, I would assume also because I mean, yeah. What else would a swapping body with sex thing be?
Vitality.
No.
You're strong enough to do that.
Get it in there.
Your vitality lasts for 4 hours or more. Please consult your doctor.
So I need a Cialis. Oh no, I don't think that doesn't work on ladies, does it? I'm a lady now. Got lady parts. So I think I'm probably just gonna have to roll straight up since I don't really think. And now let's just roll it. I'm overthinking it. Let's just fucking roll.
Cool. 2 dice plus 3.
Bam! Yeah!
Oh, that is straight up
A
12.
12!
Rock it out.
That was some
Um,
good sex.
Cool. So 10 plus is total success. Bodies are swapped permanently unless this move is used again in the future to swap back. All right.
Use of body nomad.
Boom. Success.
Stunning success. Now I'm gonna have to change my picture on the spreadsheet
Yeah.
again.
Cool. So Francis and Polly had a lovely, relaxing
We
afternoon.
walk
at
in
the
right
spa.
then.
This is gonna be
Nobody
real
mind.
confusing for a few minutes.
Freeze frame record scratch.
We,
You might be
we
wondering how
go
I
and
got
we
this.
tell Sarah's body everything.
Oh God.
Awesome. What do you do when you get home?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what the character would really want to do at this point. I think Francis has some awareness that he should be getting to the bottom of what nefarious scheme Theodore Braithwaite would, but I think he's really just concerned about the goose and has been pestering Polly all the way home with like possible strategies that don't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and Polly's being like, "Oh, don't worry, don't worry. We'll check in with Azrael when we get back." Azrael has been researching animal behavior, particularly goose behavior, and he'll have some leads for us.
And I'm just
Go to
thinking
the library where nothing is happening at all.
a giant bag of nuts in front of the house surely would eventually attract every bird in London.
Oh,
And then
you
it's
think
just a matter
Sean
of
would eat all of them.
figuring out which one is Lewis.
Well, I mean, we should definitely try everything we can.
But yeah, I think you do win me around to like, okay, let's catch up with Azrael and in the library.
While also agreeing to do several complicated Rube Goldberg things.
Polly, when you get back, where is Azrael?
I don't think he's in the library because it sounds like it got spicy in there.
No, we went up to her
They were
room, I
upstairs.
believe.
Yeah,
we went up
they're
to her
upstairs. It's discreet.
But they were in the library, and I imagine I bet he was in the library when they first
room.
Oh no.
Started
walked
kissing.
in and was like adult stuff. And I think Azrael likes to scurry off and has like a little cupboard he likes to sit in
Cubby.
and read. Yeah. So it's like it's actually in the it's in his birth room in the laboratory, but it's like one of the cabinets where I've just taken all of the stuff out of the cabinet because he likes to sit in there and read. So I go look there first.
Yeah, and he's there reading. Yeah, I think text on like the the wild fowl of Southern England. Oh, you've returned. What's that? You smell clean.
Oh, I told Francis that I didn't think clean had a smell, but I guess that's 2 points for clean having a smell. I thought that clean would be the absence of smell. But Francis also assures me that clean has a smell. How are you, my lovely darling?
I've just been keeping myself occupied. I've just been keeping myself occupied in the library and then down here reading while the adults do their work.
Oh, I can't say I've ever seen many adults do much work around here.
How is our friend Lewis?
Well, we haven't seen any sign of him, and we were hoping that maybe some of your studies into natural history might give us some hint of where to start.
I think I dropped just the end of that there.
Oh, we were hoping some of your studies of natural history would lead us where to start. Although Francis has set up several very complicated mechanisms that might also find Lewis. Who knows? But we should also maybe take a more active approach.
Well, I've learned an awful lot about sparrows and starlings, but nothing about geese, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Francis is putting the finishing touches on a giant nest on top of Margaret.
Yes, well, Francis is finishing up with the last passive approaches. Well, nothing like a little bit of field biology to add to these volumes. What do you say we go out and do a little bit of our own investigation?
Oh, out into the street.
Out into the street. I thought.
All right.
Like Paloma tries to get him to go outside a lot, even though neither of them really. Paloma also doesn't like to go outside. It's like it's good. It's supposed to be good for you. I hate it too.
Great. Let me look at a thing.
Should we try to find Sarah? Maybe we should grab Sarah and then see if Vicky wants to come.
Sarah is occupied.
Oh, maybe she's in the demon realm or something.
I don't think that's what they call it these days. I think her and our other housemate are busy together. Our other boarder.
I think it doesn't really hit dawn on Polly what that means. Oh, well, I'm sure for Lewis's sake they wouldn't mind being interrupted.
All right.
Or maybe they are.
This sounds like a good time to take a break.
I think just Polly's being oblivious. We don't have to do
that. Actually, yeah, let's take 5. And we'll come back and decide what we're going to do there.
Cool. Back in 5.
Back in 5.
Body swap. I don't know how much you saw, but the body swap roll was a 12, so it was a resounding success. And we have not seen them since. We've not cut back to them. Paloma and Francis have come back, and Paloma has been talking to Azrael, and Azrael's like, they went somewhere to do adult stuff. They're busy, and I think that's where we left off.
Perfectly summarized. Good sex, no complications.
Yes, it was a 12 on the old body swapping sex roll.
Can't say that's always how I've done it, but when you can do it without the complication, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice.
Well, I am a T-Rex is asking for a summary.
I just gave her
Yeah, Keith just gave a summary.
one. All right, to the best of my memory. And also, hold on, let me see. I also swapped out my new picture.
Oh,
And, I figured this was a good picture of Victoria back in the days when she wore the face masks.
Here's the
Ooh,
dance.
Madame Vastra.
oh, right, yeah.
That's the interpretive dance.
What is Francis up to while we're having this chat?
Oh, what is Francis up to? I mean, like I said, I think he was doing a few silly things of like, or no, I don't know how much time that would have taken though. What else is he doing? Like, what are the threats that we've got? Probably clone.
What does he want to try to do today? His little checkbox.
Oh, well, I think the remaining one that he's got is to arrange a over-the-top erotic experience. So train has
Just missed it.
departed on that.
I like.
The day is young.
Yeah.
Can I just give Francis credit for this? Be like, while you were gone,
Really?
Francis, I thought you would have liked this.
This is all Sarah being smooth.
Like, wow, there's a trail of petals leading to the retroactive
like
erotic experience.
Ears. Yeah.
They look like ears. Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
God. Oh, man. I mean, I feel like, yeah, he's going to want to do anything to get more clues about Lewis. But I don't know what exactly he can research here in town.
Yeah.
Outside of Artley. So maybe he's stuck doing more Shoreditch Slugger
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Let's see.
And-
What locations do
Was Vittorio a member at the Queen's Fist? I can't remember.
Vittoria went with you, right?
Oh, went with me there, yeah.
Or we saw him there when we went. Yeah.
But let's see.
Yeah,
And
I thought-
then
yeah.
and then the head of the Society Obscura was there, but then was also at Braithwaite's meeting.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Francis should call on him anyway, on Cyrus.
Mm, we definitely could.
Oh man.
He wasn't
That
that
sounds-
weird to you.
Yeah.
Except the eating people part.
Oh man.
Yeah. Would you like to go to the Society Obscura and hang out with him?
I think it's a terrible idea, but I think Francis is going to do that.
Amazing. Yeah, so let me bring up where's the camera? There it is. The Wally camera.
Oh no.
So many rooms. Oh, so great. Yeah, so you know where it is. It's not hard to get to,
Sure.
and you are able to get there easily. Just ringing the front door.
I I think so, yeah. If there's no one,
Yeah.
if there's no footman there to take my card.
Yeah. I think Periwinkle answers the door. And I think this time he's actually dressed in the same sort of like weird new age spacesuit type thing that Cyrus often wears, only it's like a salmon color, a little sparkly.
And I think Francis's just eyes go wide. He's like, "Oh, congratulations!"
Yeah.
Since this clearly means he's leveled up somehow in the society.
And his eyes light up when he sees you. Oh, Master
Aw.
Quinn! It's been so long. Wait, afraid that after the oddness that happened last time, we've lost you. But here you are in the flesh.
On this plane, on this mortal plane with everyone else, indeed. I'll tell you, there have been more close scrapes since then, but that'll have to wait. I'm here to call on Cyrus. Was that his name?
Cyrus, yeah, Mr. Abernathy.
Cyrus Abernathy.
Yeah.
Sorry to call on Hargrave business, old chum, but you'll have to tell me all about your salmoning ceremony when we have a moment.
Oh, this is business, not pleasure this time. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, of course, Mr. Mr. Abernathy is home. Please make yourself at home in the sitting room, and I will fetch him for you.
Of course.
And it is daytime. This is not an event, so the house is strangely quiet. And what do you see about the sitting room that tells you that it's been a little while since there's been a wild party here?
Oh, I hadn't thought about this. Yeah, I think there's a piano in the sitting room, and it has, and at this point there's not a cover on it, but there is a neat stack of sheet music pieces on one corner of the piano, and another thing set up nicely in the thingy. Yeah. And everything is very neatly arranged around that.
Nice.
Francis wanders over and idly plucks out the melody of some vaudeville comic song.
Yeah, and Cyrus bursts into the room and says, "Oh, I thought I heard a virtuoso in here." And he is dressed in the same like white Logan's Run outfit.
Yes, of course.
With the sparkles.
And
says,
I've seen that outfit before, right? Or
yeah. It's very similar to the one he was wearing, if probably not the same one, but similar style as the one he was wearing at dinner. And yeah, he's just like he like comes in and embraces you and says, "I knew you would come to your senses. Are the others coming with you?"
And I think like this is the fastball kind of goes past him at this point. Oh no, this is pure. This item of business is purely on my own reconnaissance.
Oh, so you're by yourself then? Well,
Indeed.
I can't blame you. The other two didn't seem to be too much fun anyway. We are going to have the most wonderful time.
Exactly. This is purely about boxing.
Boxing, you say? Well,
because I have been retained by a less than legal gentleman's fight group.
Ooh,
which I suppose I am not supposed to speak of, but what needs must as the devil drive.
They do have rules, I understand.
But no, I believe a fighter has appeared who could easily best you. each word
Well.
punctuated with that.
It's not out of the question. Of course, I'm not at top of the ranking at the Queens, of course, but please,
No.
what is interesting about this man? Is he in the royal family?
No, his royalty is merely that of being able to demolish anyone who steps in his way. They have nicknamed him the Shoreditch Slugger, and he possesses supernatural strength. I thought you, being the second highest ranked fighter at the Queen's, might have heard of a new challenger causing waves in this way.
So he doesn't have a title of any sort besides the name that he was given by, it sounds like, workers?
Indeed. A gentleman, I am told, of no class whatsoever, able to handle even the most refined Queensman without breaking a sweat.
What are you afraid might happen if he is just horrified by the idea of fighting a commoner?
Oh, that's interesting. This doesn't seem this doesn't seem like a big consequence, and I can roll it back if you like, but I think that it kind of really hits Cyrus's confidence and that now he's just distraught that a commoner is out there who is doing so much better than everyone at the Queen's. That word will get out at the Queen's, and the Queen's will just be a downer place to go to from now on.
Nice.
But I can come up with something more severe.
Yeah, no, that totally works. I think that's just a straight up presence roll.
Okay. Modifier +3, 2d6. No adjustments. Rolling. 9.
9. Yeah, so he yeah. Let's get time for that. So he is intrigued by the proposition, and like, so he could best anyone at the Queen's.
Easily, yes. One at a time or all together, I fear.
It sounds like he doesn't quite fight on the up and up, however. I mean, any ruffian could sucker punch someone from behind when they weren't looking, but does he play by Queen's rules? Or could he be convinced to?
Oh, surely anyone can be enticed to fight by the Queen's rules. They're the Queen's rules.
My friend, you exist in more rarefied circles than I do. There are so many people in this city, my friend, who do not care about rules or status or being how they are perceived. They are the majority, I believe, are just classless, tasteless louts.
No, those are
Sounds
just
like
the
this
ones
gentleman would be amongst
who
one of
have
them.
not heard of the challenge of the rules. I feel any true fighter, as this entity seems to be, when presented with these limitations, would find it intriguing to win within them.
So you think winning a fight against this gentleman would improve my standing at the Queen's?
It would make you a legend of the Queen's. You could get on the wall.
Well,
what am I doing?
I don't feel like I've interpreted your willingness to come visit properly. So let me ask you this. You would like me to join you in your endeavor. Are you willing to join us in ours?
Oh no, not the cannibalism. No, that's right out. But mainly, I wanted to know.
My
if
friend,
you
the
knew
cannibalism
about
was merely some misguided rite. Delicious, don't get me wrong.
So the
but
cannibalism was just the start of something that had further. Oh,
Miss Brathwaite has very strong
Francis
beliefs
is sort of backing away at this point.
in freedom of expression, freedom to do what one wants to in society without pretense, without being looked down upon by those who think they are better than you.
They
And
were
if one
made
is to
of
throw away
people, Cyrus.
exactly, and I bear them no ill will, of course, but people do die every day, and I hear people in other parts of the world eat things we wouldn't dream of.
But we are in England, dear man.
Exactly. I've heard tell that people in the highest reaches of society who don't even consider people below them actual people. You wouldn't imagine the things I've heard that the Queen herself does.
Oh, do tell.
Cannibalism, my friend, is the mere beginning of it.
The Queen is he says this way too loud. The Queen is a cannibal?
One can only imagine. There is no limits to what she can get away with. The royal family, God bless them, they are beyond any sort of others. They nothing is holding them back. There are no laws, no shame about what they will do. And I think it is our exactly. They have no decency because there is no one to enforce decency upon them. You and I, members of society, we have some modicum of decency just because we are surrounded by peers. They have no peers to keep them in check. And that is why we must do it for them. Now, I am not speaking about outright revolution. However, behaviors have consequences. And I believe, my friend, we are that consequence.
How many people do you believe the Queen has eaten?
The Empire of England stretches worldwide. Not only how many is probably not the question to ask, but of how many nationalities?
How many nationalities? My, this
do you think there's a nation on this world that the Queen has not tasted the flesh of? I can't answer that question, of course, but one can only speculate.
I shall have to report back to the hunters. This may be another threat to address.
Exactly. And Hargrave, while formidable in its resources, is not without its limits.
Oh.
And this is where Miss Brathwaite's proposal comes in. She is an extraordinary woman with reach beyond what we can imagine.
I'll not hear you say a bad word against old Hargy.
Oh, not a bad word, of course, but well, some of you do understand that you are but 3 people.
Have you? Oh, we are increasing our numbers. I have many stories to tell you about this soon enough.
Well, I look forward to hearing them at some point.
I'll see you at the Queen's then when I get everything arranged.
As long as I can count on your support in our endeavor. And by support, I just mean non-interference.
I'll send along a note to explain where and when. I don't think Francis went into this trying to arrange a fight between Cyrus and the shortage slugger, but here we are.
Excellent. I want to pop back to Polly and Azrael for a moment. So Sarah is probably going to be busy for a moment. Hopefully. So are you going out as Polly or as Paloma?
I feel like I feel like I can go out as Polly.
Cool.
It's a Polly day. I think Paloma was like, that was a big dinner. I'm gonna go be somebody else for a little while. Yeah, so Polly's got out with Azrael, goose looking for geese. Goose bird
looking.
watching. Goose looking.
So I guess this is another day question. I'm not sure what to roll it with. What what are you afraid Lewis might have gotten up to while he was out?
Oh, I was on the wrong thread. I was like, I'm afraid we're going to catch a goose, but it's not going to be Lewis. And we'll never know. Because Paloma and Polly are the ones that don't think it's actually a human.
Right.
Sorry, what we worry that he's been up to. When we last left Lewis, he was attacking the Fig Father.
Yeah.
I worry that he has joined forces with them
Ooh.
and is now helping them.
Wow, that's really great.
Oh, I could make it less great.
I had considered that.
And easier.
I think
You just develop a whole game out of our worst fears, and this is how it
Yeah.
happens.
I think this is actually going to be a reason roll looking for him.
Yes, finally. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
Too
that's
good
good
at
for you.
reason.
Oh
Too
yeah.
good
Oh, this
now.
is an investigation, so we don't have to worry about it yet.
Reasonably. Yeah, and plus Azriel did all that research. So 2 + 3.
Yeah. The queen said Lewis isn't the best goose.
What? Now we're going to fight the
She's like-
queen.
Cannibal and a liar. Mark set up the new threat.
Where's my
Oh
goose?
shit.
That's an
I
8.
rolled a
All right.
1 and a 4 + 3 is an 8.
Wow. Lots of
Good
fairly
thing I'm
good
very
rolls.
reasonable.
Yeah, so I think what that means is that as you're kind of goose looking, I guess, looking for where it is, and you how do locations work? Why didn't you do that? And not too far away, maybe a piece away, in quarter hours walk maybe, from Hargrave. You're walking past a tavern, the Star Tavern, a little bit to the east, and you you hear the unmistakable honk of a goose shifting towards you. Getting louder and higher pitched as it comes towards you.
Oh, I regret this.
And so this is a tavern that is frequented
Drunkies.
by servants and maybe criminals. It's not a
Geese.
high class place. And some geese. There's like a the front of a tavern, the tavern where you go in, and in the back there's a large yard where people will sit during the summer. And you hear him coming down an alley out the back towards you with what's he got? He's got no, that's too dumb. I guess he's got an apron sort of like tangled in his wing, and he is just honking. You assume it's a goose. It could be any goose, but you assume it could be only Lewis.
Hard to know.
And kind of like there's a look of recognition and just starts tearing ass towards you. The complication is tearing ass behind Lewis is a woman who is not wearing an apron, but is holding a cleaver, and is just spouting profanities as she chases Lewis down the alley towards you. What would you like to do?
I don't think Polly super think. I don't think he really thinks about this, and I think that we didn't really bring anything to like catch Lewis because Francis had made so many contraptions that in our head the like Zygarnik effect was like, oh, that's been taken care of. We're like, oh fuck, we have to. So I think Polly is going to, and I'd first try distracting the woman and say, excuse me, that goose is our friend. The goose is our friend. The goose is a boy trapped in a goose.
What are you afraid might happen if she doesn't buy it?
I think she's gonna, yeah, I guess my other worry was like maybe we should go grab him, but then she might chop us. I think, yeah, I mean, I'm worried that she's gonna keep chasing him and catch him, chop him, or go after us.
Ooh, go after both of y'all. Okay, I think this is going to
Especially
be.
since I have my child out and he's probably in his like little hoodie.
Yeah, it's probably looking a little weird. This is going to be a presence roll to try to talk her out of it. I think it's also going to be with disadvantage because of the situation. She's not only difficult to talk to because she is enraged after a goose, but she is probably not going to be happy about anyone's friends either. So that's me 3 dice, bottom 2 plus 0.
You know what
Unless
might
you want to
make
use
her
a.
happier is 10
A
gallon
hat.
cowboy hat.
Where's my cowboy hat? So I'm rolling.
You're rolling with disadvantage, so you're rolling 3 dice and taking the bottom 2.
And can I use a item?
You sure can, yeah.
I mean, I have a tentacle, and we just saw a tentacle earlier, so I think this is also really funny.
I
wonder if I, like,
day.
Throw a tentacle out like a treat to the goose. Try to get the goose to veer off while trying to stop. I'm trying to distract her, and I'm trying to throw the tentacle. So the goose is farther away.
Treats.
I don't understand why this is a stretch.
Goose treats.
Goose treats. I can wear the cowboy hat. It's better than throwing the skeleton hand.
Maybe Azrael's wearing the cowboy hat.
So he looks very normal. Oh, that's just an American. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just 2 dice straight up then.
Okay, good.
Where's my goose? Hey,
I rolled a
10.
10.
Fantastic.
A 6 and a 4.
So yeah, I think Lewis like catches the tentacle in midair and kind of flaps up and like kind of perches on Azrael's head under it, like he's got his hood in and just like doing the honk. And the woman, I think, is startled enough that she stops her pursuit and like stops a respectable distance away from y'all. She's like, "Is that your goose?" You saying?
I feel like we are more his people sometimes. I'm so sorry for whatever terrible thing he did.
What's he doing in my pub? And he got a leash or nothing?
Probably not.
I thought he was your goose.
But he's more of like a
Young man trapped in the soul.
free range goose. He kind of does what he. We've tried the leash and it doesn't go well. It's best just to hope he stays near
Well, he hasn't. He's been hanging around the star and he's been stealing
Lewis, and then tries to like make eye contact with Lewis, who isn't.
Who's got
Lewis.
that apron wrapped around his wing.
We talked about Lewis. We talked about stealing. This is why the witch turned you into a goose.
Which?
I mean, supposedly this is a boy.
Looks like dinner to me. How much you want for him?
Polly kind of thinks about it. Oh no, no, it's not for sale. I'm so sorry for your trouble, though. Is there anything we can do to? I don't
Maybe a
know, make
trade then.
amends?
Maybe trade me the goose for everything he's stolen.
Mm. What? I'm not. It's not mine to give.
Thought he said use your goose.
I said it's more like we're his people.
Doesn't make any sense.
Look, I don't want to
Animal's
be
an
involved with
animal.
this goose any more than you do.
Oh,
But he did save my life once. I'm so sorry for your trouble. And gives. I wonder if I have something that I can give her. Maybe like a ticket to the boxing match, or
I don't think you know about the boxing match yet.
or the Queen's. Do I have like a spa, like a thing that Francis gave me from like the spa place, or it's just like the idea of like her being given entrance into like some very fancy thing, like the Queen's fist or the inappropriate and fancy.
the kindred one
Or
free
maybe-
suck at the kindred buffet.
Yeah. Maybe I have. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Who's that under the hood? Another goose.
No. Just the one goose.
Your ugly child hiding him from the streets.
And I think Polly steps really close to her.
She's a little bit taller than you are.
As a matter of fact, that beautiful child is mine.
Well, I
And
imagine
so
he'll wind up a
far, I
thief
have been
too.
extremely civil to you, which is not usually within the bounds of my nature. And I would advise you to step off.
She steps a little bit closer. Says, or what?
Or I'll tell Lewis that the star is his playground.
He already thinks that.
Mm-hmm. But he stopped. What's to keep him from starting again? I'm using a goose. I just realized how far using a goose is the true threat.
I think this is another roll. I think
Yeah,
what
I really,
No.
I didn't mean, I was gonna try to get out of this, and then I was like, you fucking insulted my kid.
yeah. So what are you afraid she's gonna do if she does not take this threat? Well,
I mean, I'm mostly afraid for Azrael. Like, I think when she's insulted the goose, I'm like, yeah. But I'm afraid she's gonna like lift his hood
hmm,
or like get people with their pitchforks out like after him.
nice, awesome. That's way better than what I was thinking.
And she riled up my mom's sense.
Yeah. I think this
Mom
is
sense nonsense.
yeah. Since you're worried about what she's gonna do, I think this is a presence roll again.
Oh no.
Great, that's what I don't have a good amount of. I'm gonna throw a tentacle at her face.
But you have lots of things you can threaten with. Or
It's true.
one thing. you
Don't
can
make
threaten
me
with,
put
anyway.
on my cowboy hat.
My cut off face. My
Never
God,
mind.
like
Forget it.
Say that again to my face.
that. Do you want the
Actually,
skeleton?
you know.
I mean, she's waving a cleaver in your face. No reason you couldn't put a knife back at her.
Yeah, I think I do think I would not normally pull a knife, but I think like search my pocket and Dapper Boy's knife is there.
Mm.
And so I do have it out.
All right. So that's 3 dice top 2 plus 0.
Let's fucking go. You threatened my kid. 3 dice, top 2.
Whoa.
That's an 11. Very
Oh,
nice.
no.
Don't fuck with me.
And I think her impression was that you're a fancy lady who like has a goose.
I'm Polly right
we're-
now, so I'm a
Because
fancy
Fancy
man.
man.
you're a fancy man from Belgrade.
I'm a
who
fancy
has
daddy.
goose and a weird kid, and you're all hipster, and your wife have a monocle. And
I do have my mustache right now, though. So.
and a unicycle. But like when you pull a knife on her, she's like, respect.
Game recognized game.
All right, because I think the Star is a little bit of a rough place, and it's definitely not the first time she's had a knife pulled on her. Maybe not today. And she's like, "All right, you take your children back to where you came from, but if he comes around again, I'll invite you for Thanksgiving dinner,
You hear that, Lewis?
Christmas dinner, not Thanksgiving."
Canadian
Civil War
Day.
just ended. Yeah.
Canada Day.
Cool. And she turns on her heel, and I think she grabs the apron back from Lewis after a brief tug of war, and turns on her heel and heads back to the Star.
All right. Azrael, is that okay with you, Lewis, on your head? I guess we're just gonna.
He's not very heavy. Did you know that the bones of birds are hollow, and that's why they can fly? They're so light. And he just starts spouting off bird facts that he learned today.
Tell me more, my darling. And we're walking back. My child with a goose on his head, and he's just giving me goose facts.
Excellent. So
Midday sun shines brighter.
Seraph, what does the aftermath look like?
I think I help her get dressed.
In
And then,
whose clothes?
I would assume in the clothes that were on that body before.
Sarah's fancy dress.
So yeah, Sarah's fancy dress. So, I hope that perhaps this gives you a new start with less of a burden upon your soul.
She's like feeling around and like taking stock of everything. It's like, I'm gonna have to get a new wardrobe. I don't think mine will fit.
Well,
This
obviously,
is very different.
You can have the one that fits that body. I have plenty
Oh well,
that are
I'm-
yours now.
I can make my own, I'm sure. But you're welcome to whatever's here.
I thank you. And should
that
you
was-
find yourself regretting your decision, we can always try to swap back. But that is your providence as to.
Will
I
we
don't want to
swap-
leave you feeling bad in the future.
If we were to do this again, would we swap back every time? Or could
Theoretically, if things go correctly.
Hmm.
Or could we what? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
So we would have to swap back if we were to do this again.
Oh no! It's voluntarily. It's
Oh.
not.
So we
So
can
if
do this
we-
as often
only
as
if
we
we-
like. Is what you're
Absolutely,
saying.
we don't have to swap every time we do this. No. That's purely a choice on our part. Well, It's under my control, but I would never initiate a swap without your
And she kind of
want.
gets a little close and like feels your face some. It's like she's trying to like take stock of what her face looks like on someone else. And like feels yours. It's like, I hope you won't take offense, but this could use a little bit of work.
It wasn't mine to begin with, so no offense taken.
And you feel strong. What did we roll to switch? Was it
It was a 12, I think, wasn't it?
12? Bump up your vitality by 1.
Wah, wah.
This body is stronger and faster
Oh my.
than your other one was. Definitely like wiry, better reflexes, and you feel like just like when she reaches out to touch your face, like you don't flinch or grab or anything, but you feel like it's kind of like the Sherlock Holmes slow motion, like, oh, if I wanted to stop her from doing that, I could do this and then this and then that, or come over here and cut open her. Oh, why did I think that? Huh.
Some psychic residue in this body.
Yeah, but I think as long as you're in this body, you'll have a vitality of 1.
Excellent, excellent.
So what do we do now?
Well, I suppose we should see if Francis and Polly are back. I have a theory about the Arderly Crone.
Oh, will I be staying in your room and you be staying in my? Do we swap everything?
Well, no, I mean, we are still our own people. I mean, I assumed we would stay in the same rooms we had.
Well, you're welcome to my wardrobe.
And you to mine, of course, yes, as it would be ill-fitting, I think, on this frame.
Of course. Yes. No, it would be much too. I could help with that. I could make some alterations and fix you. Fix the clothes, not you. You're perfect. You're not. I mean, that body I have grown accustomed to. So I'm quite fond of it. I would not call it perfect.
No, it'd be a
However,
period of adjustment.
If you need any alterations made, you know where to come.
Absolutely, my dear. You're too kind.
Great. Go downstairs.
Yeah, I think so.
Polly's probably back with Lewis at that point.
We walk in. Lewis is on Azrael's head.
Is that Lewis?
Look who
Francis
we
back at this point?
found!
Sorry?
Oh, hi,
Francis back
Vicky.
at this point.
I think Francis should be back at this point. Yeah, I feel like the conversation with Cyrus was strange, but didn't take long.
Cool. Gang's all here then. Everyone, Seraph is acting a little bit weird and reserved.
Yeah, Polly goes to like hug Seraph and is like,
Stiffens up a little bit.
Oh, Polly, Francis.
That's Victoria.
hi, Vicky.
It's actually,
Victoria.
well, I think in honor of Victoria's body, I shall now be known as Verith. Verith Arkpenny.
You can see Seraph's old body like doing a little bit of math. Like, should I change my? No, I'm okay. No.
And I think there's just a short pause, and then Francis
But
nods and smiles.
But the last time that happened was because
I should have planned something.
I, apparently, a theoretical bit of...
You could have had the entire Society of Secura building to your use.
I've been working on a theoretical bit of magic, I suppose we shall call it, that seems to no longer be theoretical.
Francis, or actually Peter, I guess. A
Sure.
question.
Okay.
So the Dark Forces followed Gareth to Seraph, and I assume to Vareth.
Very-
Does follower status travel with the body or the spirit?
I assume it travels with the spirit. Good question.
All right.
It would be interesting if it were the body, but it makes
Yeah.
more intuitive sense to me that that it goes with the will of the person, sort of.
Excellent.
Sorry to,
Yeah. So continue the conversation.
but there may be some residue. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, you see, so I apparently can transfer bodies somewhat at will if all goes correctly. Proof of concept.
It is looking real weird. Like they're still getting used to the serif expressions on the Sally face,
oh,
the Victoria face.
But I am glad you two have arrived, for I thought we should sit down and have a conversation about the Arderly Crone. I think we can piece it all together. And Lewis is back. That's wonderful.
Honk.
On his own volition. I don't think it has anything to do. I hope he stays.
I'm sure he merely got lost and couldn't find his way back to the people.
Honk.
We might want to pay the star a visit and give them some money.
Francis loves to spend money.
It's true.
I thought, Francis, maybe some of the upgrades you've been thinking about. Maybe the star could use some of those.
Oh, always nice to help a business with decorations.
Oh no, poor! I feel so bad for them now.
Polly, as you're standing there talking, you're probably the one to notice that Serif's hand, her right hand, is beginning to drip blood.
Oh no.
Being my hand, you mean, right?
No, your hand is fine. Well, no.
Oh, my hand is fine. Okay, so
Yeah.
right.
Vareth's hand is fine.
I got
Sereth's
you.
body's hand is fine. No,
We're gonna have to
Sereth's
start a
body's
new.
hand
Maybe
is
we can
starting
have
to
a
drip
new
blood.
naming convention, like in Dragon Riders of Pern. Once your dragon mates, you have to change your name to a like a consonant name.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Maybe we do like mash like Vicaris.
Well, I feel like yes, I didn't. It wasn't intentional, but it sort of seems to become a thing now to have taken the first letter of whoever I'm inhabiting, in honor of their body.
Yeah, but
Victoria can still be
Victoria-
Victoria if she
yeah,
likes. It's her.
Victoria's hand is dripping blood. Right hand.
Wow, so all of the trolls maybe are getting. So perhaps we should adjourn to the infirmary and care for this new injury.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she
I
goes-
think that's.
oh,
what
she's like,
Polly is.
I can take care of this myself. Is that all right, Dr. Sappy?
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm happy to assist if you need, but you're welcome to
No,
need supplies.
I have a free hand, so. And
Oh,
Victoria adjourns to the infirmary.
So you had an idea, Vareth, about our dear friend Lewis here.
I did. You know, I was studying up on what we know about the case, and I was thinking about how Lewis, at one point, he had dragged in a damp kitchen knife, which I thought was a strange thing for Lewis to have done. So then I thought, well, where had that knife been previously? It'd been in the kitchen, and I believe it had last been used to cut up carrots for a stew that I was making. And then I remembered that Lewis seems to enjoy carrots quite a bit, and that by all accounts from the town, They obviously, they're very prejudiced against the crone and her witchcraft, and they're scared of her. And I know one theory that was being bandied about was that someone had been reading a history book and heard about the town of France that was afflicted by a strange mania in the 16th century, in which the inhabitants would dance wildly until they collapsed from exhaustion or injury. And therefore they put forth that that's obviously what the crone must have done to Louis the Boy. But I do not think that is the case, you see. For there was also that passage in the medical text that we read about how an animal, if a person is turned into an animal, they may retain some qualities of the person. When we have noticed that Louis is also quite fond of carrots. And he was bringing in the knife that had carrot juice on it. And in the crone's carrot garden was a hand-painted sign reading "No trespassing" that had been knocked over and hidden. I believe Louis the Boy was fond of trespassing into the crone's garden to steal her carrots. And she
Is it
figured
that
out.
you think Louis is a demon in a boy's body, and then that
Oh,
demon personage has been transferred into a goose's body?
Well, I was thinking more that Louis the Boy is now in the goose. That's why his body is now limp and comatose.
Oh, I was trying to figure out why he loves destruction
Yeah.
so much.
Oh.
That
demons
I do
demons
know.
like
I mean,
carrots.
Perhaps
but
the
maybe Louis the Boy liked destruction too. I don't know. I
I don't
didn't
know
know
if
Louis the Boy.
demons are organized or not. I just thought maybe the crone was trying to encapsulate the demon. There, go on, go on.
I think she was
I've
just
just
mad
spent
at the
too-
boy for stealing her carrots and turned him
Spent
into a
too much time
goose.
with him today.
Or transferred him to a goose, more than turned him into a goose. Which means, where is the goose? Is the goose in Louis? But if that was the case, he wouldn't be asleep. I don't know that part. It's not important to our mystery.
Well, you've done body swaps, and sometimes the body swap is
It's
better.
true. The goose
Yeah,
and
okay.
Louis and the goose could both be in the goose right now.
Oh.
Happy as they are.
So I believe that explains all 4 clues. I guess that means we need to roll
Or
a thing. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And that sounds just like 2d6.
Still
Yeah,
not
no.
sure if he's a demon or not. The rest of it sounds good.
I don't think so. I don't think there's demons involved. I would feel that if they were. You know me and the dark entities. Louis.
Polly keeps looking accidentally at
Louis
the wrong
boy?
person.
So was it just 2d6? You said.
2d6 minus
No
4
plus,
plus
no
4.
minus.
Yeah.
So yeah, straight up, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That is
okay.
an 8.
So it
Right.
means it's correct, but with a complication. Is that how that
Complicated.
works?
So
goose.
that is correct because he's a carrot thief.
The crone cursed him for stealing her carrots.
Carrot thief. Cool. Yeah, and you now have access to the custom move, a horrible goose, which is as follows. When blah, 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 blah,
Hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
that's a moose. That's a goose. It's a moose goose. While Lewis inhabits the goose at Hargrave House, a hunter with a most beloved condition
Bring
may
one of
send
those.
him out on an errand for them. Roll with presence. On a hit, Lewis brings back a useful item that the hunter may add to their personal quarters. On a 10 plus, he does not attract the ire of the item's owner. On a miss, he gets into horrible trouble.
I
You're
get
the
more
goose master
stuff.
now.
I'm
Hey,
the
you're the goose
goose
master.
I think very reluctantly.
But it makes sense because you rescued him, so he's
Yeah.
imprinted on you now.
We did learn a goose fact that Goose Gosling's imprint on the
First
newest
knife.
thing.
Yeah.
Louis the Goose has imprinted on you. It all works out perfectly.
Wonder if maybe he imprinted maybe on Azrael.
Oh, no.
They're like besties now.
Spin off.
Yeah.
Yes.
buddy crime drama.
Buddy crime drama.
Cool. Yeah. What is our, let's see. Oh yeah. That was an 8. So there's a complication. Or they're not, let's say, add an unwelcome complication to the answer and or pursuing the opportunity will be more dangerous.
Oh yeah, to the process of ungoosing.
Yeah. Well, I think the obvious complication that you probably read in the magical/medical text was that although it is easy to transfer a human's soul into an animal, and you know this from your magical studies, that the human body cannot live without a soul for very long. And so there is a clock ticking.
And we've already determined we're not having sex with the goose. That's out.
No sex with the goose. So there's a clock ticking until probably, I'm going to say 3 night phases.
Yeah. I feel like I would relate that. I was like, now that's the good
until
news is we figured it out.
The body dies.
The bad news is we've probably only got maybe 3 days before Lewis's body dies if we can't get him back into it.
Whoa.
Get on the cruise. Calm down, Luke.
See, Lewis, you gotta stop causing so much chaos. We gotta concentrate.
Oh,
Also
man.
grab useful objects for us.
That also, I was about to say, that means you only have 3 days to use him as
Here's a
your
checklist.
servant, too.
Here's a checklist of things I need you to do.
But wait, does she still get to retain that power if we transfer Lewis back and Lewis is just Lewis the goose?
The way it's written, it's just that the goose is there, but who knows?
I wonder if, maybe the goose has a memory of.
Yeah, maybe the goose can be cajoled into it as well.
Or maybe Lewis can be controlled.
As a child.
Now there's just a boy who's terrible, a horrible boy.
Untitled boy game.
It's a lovely day in Hargrave House, and you are a terrible boy.
Oh my God, no. Make him go away.
Hey, Azrael.
Just runs around, making people angry, honking at them.
I get this guy's shoes.
Oh my gosh.
That boy just stole my broom.
Why is that guy going like that? Yeah. Anything else you'd like to do? It's probably getting about nighttime.
Is there any easy library research we could do?
About the slugger, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe like with because you talked to some of your people about the slugger, right?
Yeah, and
Maybe
I
that-
somehow have arranged a fight with, I guess, yeah, Francis will send off a message saying that, oh God, how do I put this? Like, should the fight with Cyrus and the Shoreditch Slugger happen tonight? Or would that be too, I'll shoot for that.
I think you need to get in touch with the slugger first.
Yeah.
Arranging.
So I'm going to be sending a message to my contact at the fight club, whose name I don't recall.
Yeah, I think the way to get in touch with him would be to go to the fight.
Oh, okay. So I'd have to go to the fight tonight to have that conversation. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll not worry about that yet. But I will tell the other hunters about, like, this is somehow I've talked myself into getting Cyrus to sign it to fight the Shoreditch Slugger at the Queen's Fists.
Is there something that maybe Paloma could research with what we know about the slugger, like a way to decrease someone's supernatural strength or something to that? Or I don't know if I figured
Yeah.
she's
Hmm.
I
Well,
have that
yeah,
medical
she's-
text, and
you
I'm
do,
wondering
but
if
you're also
like,
Oh, we
maybe
have
like
the library.
steroids or something.
you're like
Sorry,
open
go
to
ahead.
supernatural stuff too, and I know researching is your jam.
Yeah. Do you want
Very
to
good at
research your medical texts? to
Yeah, I
see
wonder if I
you can
look
find
into
anything about
like steroid.
As night falls.
Yeah, maybe I look into my, yeah, as night falls, I'm curling up with Azriel, reading reading the medical text and trying to figure out different ways muscles can be enhanced.
All right. So that is an information move with reason, clearly, with advantage. So that's 3 dice, top 2 plus 3.
Yeah,
Oops,
research
I
it.
already had 3 there, and that's D6.
Research.
Oof.
Okay.
I mean,
An 8.
good. It's not bad.
7
Not a
plus
12.
3 is 10. Well, I mean, that would be a
Plus
10,
3,
then.
so it's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
7
2
plus
plus
3 is a
three.
10.
Oh, 7 plus 3 is a 10. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sorry, I forgot
Not
to
a
add
12.
the 3.
Not
Still not a 12. You learned
Lucked
about
out.
steroids.
I was good,
and
but not too good.
the greatest fighter was Theodore Breakpoint. God.
You yeah, and this is an easy one. I think as you're curling up with your book and going through it, Azriel is helping you out and pointing at interesting pictures. Oh no, we already did that one. Fuck. Shit. I can
Again,
think of a
what
different
more
one then.
so?
More another Vitruvian man.
You find the same picture again.
Let's see.
You find he spent the last few years building up an immunity to iocane powder.
Let's do this. Oh, I don't like that one. Oh, I don't want to. That's a bit much.
Vitruvian 2, electric Vitruvilu.
Got that one. Yeah, let's do this one then. How is this gonna happen? I think while you're in your texts, Azriel gets a little restless and starts rummaging through some other books, and brings you a book of songs, and points out one that is I don't think I like that one actually. Maybe. No, we're gonna change it. Never mind. There's a lot of good ones, but they're hard to find in books.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think we already did the book one.
We can be located in a room where there are other things.
Could the book lead her to something?
Maybe the goose brings us something.
You know what? I think this is actually yep, this is great. This is actually while you're reading, maybe Francis comes in to enthusiastically recount or you remember Francis telling you about the fight. And the clue that you're getting is you remember our friend whose name is Bram Fuller, the man who brought it to you, telling you about some of the rules of Bout Club, one of which is that you do not speak about it. And it's clear that this rule was broken, not only by him, but by Francis talking about it to Cyrus. And this starts some gears working, that maybe there's something about like the strict code of conduct in this manly society that could be connected.
Oh, like if the rule, I wonder if it's a case of like the rules are broken and then this thing has been summoned.
Toxic masculinity hurts everybody. They don't talk about things.
That's literally like this whole thread.
Oh, okay.
Is this is the thread of toxic masculinity?
It's the alpha male threat.
the clue that I didn't use, and I'm probably not going to use, so I'm going to tell you what it is. There's an advert for Dr. Rogan's botanical elixir for men, promising to cure impotence, increase virility, and build muscle from Dr. Rogan.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to use that clue. That's a little bit much, I think.
Nicely done, Jason. Oh, wait.
That's not from
hold
Jason.
on, Mark.
That's from someone else, I think. It's, who wrote this
So
one?
it's too much if that
Maybe
is
he
from
did, I don't
Dr.
know.
Rogan. But if we have a goose who is horrible,
That's right. Perfectly acceptable.
That's
Perfectly
right where the
acceptable.
line is.
L wrote that one.
next. I love it.
Cool.
It's
I think that
perfect.
takes us into dusk. And Plummet, do you want to pick your
Brandon's
Funny
nose?
Boy moves, your resurrectionist stuff now or next time?
Oh, we got a question answered.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you answered a question. Look at that.
Gadget question.
Oh shit.
Let's do
Oops,
it
I
next
accidentally
time.
made
It'll be
two of my. Yeah, let's do it next time. Sorry, my brain is. I'm done.
yeah.
Don Phonics.
Cool. So yeah, that is the day, and that is the session. Boom. Cool. Good time. Got some clues, got some questions, got some, yeah, good stuff. Let's do a round of stars and wishes. Let's start with Nick. Nick this time.
Yeah. I like this session. I felt like I didn't have many ideas for what to do, but I was always trying to find Lewis, which is always fun.
And you
I'm
found
glad
him! Yay!
We found him, and that was kind of I felt like that scene was very delightful. Where I always love to get some Polly or Paloma time with Azrael. It's very sweet. Spa day was delightful. Yeah, I feel like there were a lot of nice little sweet scenes. And I liked it in contrast to the last episode that we had that was just like, big event, we're all together. And this one was kind of like, all right, everyone's going to kind of mostly do their own thing and we'll have little vignettes. And I like that as a different flavor. I love the folks that come up and hang out in the chat. That's always very fun.
VIP!
VIP. Yeah, and I don't really have any wishes other than I think I sometimes I came in this time and I was like, oh, I forgot what we need to focus on. So maybe next time at the top, I'll be like, okay, where am I headed? But it worked out.
Yeah,
That's
that's
me.
definitely what Night Phase is for. So cool. Peter. Muted.
Yep. There we go. I thank you for the thing of I liked hearing thematically what the Shoreditch Slugger is about. I feel like that can be really useful for how I play, or being able to play into that feels nice.
Yeah.
I thought this was from my characters, from kind of with the lens of my character, this was a fun case of like knowing exactly what the character is doing and knowing that from a metagaming perspective, it is not going to get us anywhere we need to go. So thank you for everyone's patience as I did a bunch of scenes that resulted in no clues. But yeah, and yeah, the spot, it was nice to feel a really clear, like, I liked having an intimate scene that seemed to flow out of what had just befallen everyone the night before. Like, oh, okay, this goes into, they want to have this scene here because they've just been dealing with that. And I was patting myself on the back for that, I guess. Yeah, everything's kind of chaotic in my head though, trying to track down more stars and wishes. But yeah, I was happy to see the body nomad happen again. it's great to have that sitting there and just adding more complications. Yeah, and it seems like there are a bunch of fun things that can happen in Night Phase now.
Yeah. Awesome. And Heath.
Can't really think of any wishes. Always stars all around. I have no idea if this was your intention or not, but the whole thing with Victoria, I was just like, well, this feels like custom made for me to use my custom move. Perfect. Finally. I was like, I don't know if Mark was like, I'm gonna write a scene that totally leads to that custom move.
Nope.
But that's how it felt. I was just like, well, this is just set up and dunk. And finally, get to use my body nomad. And it was kind of fun too. It was like, I don't know, it's fun. Because, well, like I sort of said in game, I always assumed that it'd be used more nefariously, like, we're trying to sneak into Theodore Braithwaite's, and so I seduce someone and become them, and then go, I'm gonna pretend to be you now, and
Seduce
and
Elmore.
yeah, it does me more like, like almost like a disguise skill or something, trying to infiltrate. But so it's like very interesting to have it be like the first one be consensual, to be like someone being like, I'm just unhappy and uncomfortable, and like, I could help you with that. If you like this body, it can be yours.
For the low,
So
low
that
price.
So yeah, that was fun. And then all, yeah, yay for having Lewis back. That's a load off everyone's mind. Seriously, I mean, I feel like I feel like we were all on it was like, that was like the most pressing thing. All the threats going on. Okay, we gotta get Lewis back.
Where's the goose?
Because that's number one on the list. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's always fun to just like be able to take a break and watch other people do things too.
Yeah.
Get to be a viewer for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, Day Phase is cool. Yeah, like Nick said, like it's really fun contrast to last time where it's like, okay, it's gonna be dinner and here's a bunch of things that could happen and someone got their head fucking blown off and cannibalism and all sorts of good stuff. And just like, okay, let's hang out and like go to the spa and fuck our serial killer and do all the stuff and just like see what happens. Do some goose stuff. That was really fun. I like that. And you guys gave me some good ideas, so I wrote those down. And yeah, it was the Victoria thing interesting. I think she's farther away from what she was looking for now, but she is interested in trying some more. So I think that'll be interesting to see how that whole thing works. Yeah, and how there's I've got some Francis things are coming together for me. So
Good.
My wish is to see how that all plays out and see how the whole Victoria thing plays out, and see what we decide to do tonight. It'll be really fun, whatever it is.
I really want to polish off a fig.
I'm still
Oh,
amused
yeah.
at like how Francis is basically being told the Braithwaite plan and how it should be something he is absolutely for.
So you're on board, right?
And he's just kind of orbiting it, but I don't know. I hope that I like having the plot option of Francis actually finally gets this and is like, oh, this is what we've been fighting against this whole.
Yeah, I think Cyrus is like, okay, cool, Francis is on board now. Great. Okay, now I just got. It's like, well,
Yeah,
we
or-
can talk to the other ones and just not fucking with us, and we'll be
I was
great.
about to say, or conversely, it could be interesting if Francis comes back to her and he's like, her plan sounds pretty okay.
Yeah.
And that's been like my meta fear the entire time, because it's just like, I don't know, like to a modern audience, her plan is not that bad. Like, I'm like trying to just like heighten it a little bit through like what she's doing to get people to commit to it, and how the people who are going along with her are seeing it. Like the Queen's not a cannibal. He's just like, of course she must be, because that's what it said on Theodora Fox News.
It's
So
like I
yeah,
said last time, like I thought you did that perfectly in that, like, because you did present the plan. It was sort of like, Okay, well, the plan itself does not sound horrible and evil, but the fact that you gave us no choice, it's like, well, you either have to tell me, I'm not going to tell you what it is, and you have to commit to leaving me alone, or else you're my enemy. And it's like, well, of course, we're not going to be like, okay, we'll commit sight unseen to leave you alone. So it's like, even though you might have made the plan palatable, like that kind of choice was like,
Yeah.
we're never going to blindly agree to let the mastermind do their thing.
She's got it all under control. It's great. Cool. Anything else?
I think so. Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm gonna stop the stream then. Thank you to our VIP for hanging out. Yeah, Breathwhite's totally right. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.